Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's up, guys? Justin here. Welcome back to my channel. We are back to the reaction to Game of Thrones. So this is Game of Thrones Thursday. This is Season 5, Episode 9, The Dance of Dragons. And based off that title, I'm going to assume that it's going to be a Khaleesi-centric episode. And you're not going to hear any complaints from me about that at all. But I'm hyped for this episode for two reasons. One, this show always delivers when it comes to Episode 9s. I'm hoping they can keep the streak going. Please, HBO, don't fail me now. But the second reason why I'm really hyped for this episode is because of the Night King. And yes, you guys let me know, shout out to my patrons, that it is the Night King. I was just previously referring to them all as White Walkers, but what we saw at the end of the last episode when he raised his arms and he raised the dead, the Night King got me hyped. I am freaking hyped, as you guys can tell. Hopefully you guys are as well, but I stand by my statement that this season did get off to a little bit of a slow start. It's definitely paying off now, so hopefully they can keep the momentum going to finish off this season, because I am freaking here for it. I think the main thing I really want to see right now is Stannis versus the Boltons. I don't know if we're going to get that this episode or the next, but either way, like I said, I am here for it. If you guys are looking for my full reactions to the show, the link to my Patreon is down in the description below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, now's a very good time to click that button down below. Smash the like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go. All right, where are we starting out this episode? It looks like we're still in the north, this bitch. What is she up to? Oh, he's with the horses!
They were in and out before anyone spotted them. Burnt our food stores to the ground, all our siege weapons destroyed.
Damn.
Unless there's a thaw, we can't press forward to Winterfell, and we don't have enough food to get us back to Castle Black.
We're not returning to Castle Black.
What is he looking at? Alright, they made it back. Last episode was fucking nuts. Seeing them aligned is so crazy. The giants. He's gonna be a problem. He didn't think he'd make it back.
You have a good heart, Jon Snow. It'll get us all killed.
Send for me, Grace.
I feel like Davos is gonna try and get through to him.
Nice to guard you. I'm sending you back to Castle Black.
Speak some sense to him.
Abandon the king, especially in time of war.
You're not abandoning me. You're obeying a command.
Your Grace, perhaps Queen Selyse and Princess Shireen could accompany me.
My family stays with me.
The siege is no place for a little girl.
My family stays with me.
Something's gonna happen to her. Davos is trying his best, though. I wouldn't be shocked if he just grabs her, gets her out of there.
What's this one now?
The Dance of Dragons.
I made you something, Princess.
Holy shit, he's good.
But why am I getting a present?
This is my own poor way of saying thank you.
I really like their relationship.
Teaching me to be a grown-up.
Please don't let anything happen to her.
I'll be gone for a few days, Princess. I want to hear all about the Dance of Dragons when I'm back.
You'll read it yourself.
Am I going to be happy at the end of this walk?
You'll find out very soon.
Freedom!
Say it one more time, handsome.
Who am I?
The most beautiful woman in the world.
And that's the truth.
Slut.
I kind of love her.
Prince for staying here is a man of mercy. He's agreed to grant you your freedom.
But why? What does he have to do?
Eye looks good.
There was one condition.
He had to take a hit.
Perhaps some soup instead.
Alright, here's the hit. It's going down. She's been training. She's ready for this. Oysters, clams, and cockles.
No.
What is she looking at?
You did? No. No.
I don't.
Oh shit. They were sent there by Cersei.
The place, lads. The sleekest little mix of bravos.
Yeah, Arya's gonna have to use her newfound skills. Put on an act. Become a character. She's going right in, too.
Sell your fish somewhere else.
Oh, let her in, Brosco. I'm hungry.
I have a feeling a lot of this scene's not going to make it to YouTube.
Too old.
Yo, this guy has like a thing for kids.
Do you have what I want or not?
Of course. Of course.
Okay, kill this guy. Yeah, Arya needs to do something, but I don't know if he's going to be disappointed that she didn't actually go through with the hit.
Thin Man wasn't hungry today.
Perhaps that is why I let us there.
Tomorrow.
He didn't pick up that she was lying. She's getting good. Or does he already know? He already knows.
If you had to choose between Rhaenyra and Aegon, who would you have chosen?
I wouldn't have chosen either. It's all the choosing sides that made everything so horrible.
Sometimes a person has to choose.
It's all right, Father.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
It doesn't matter. I want to help you. Is there any way I can help?
What a sweet little girl. I'm scared of the way that you might be able to help, though.
Yes, there is.
Good, I want to.
Stannis already knows what he has to do. I'm guessing she's gonna be a sacrifice. We didn't actually see Davos leave, right? I feel like
Where's my father?
he knew something was coming. He's still watching
It will all
over.
be over soon, Princess.
Where's my father? No, you can't do this! Father, where are you? Please, let me see my father! Father, where are you?
And he's giving the okay.
It's what the Lord wants. It's a good thing.
Stannis.
Cleanse her with your fire, and that its light may lead our way.
They all know it's wrong. She's gonna burn with her. No, this is morbid. Was it worth it, Stannis? I can't believe they actually went through with it. Alright, fuck Stannis. I was saying I'm Team Stannis going into this war. Ugh. I feel sick. What a change of tone we got now. Those seats do not look comfortable, though.
Just making sure everything's in order.
Welcome to the Great Games! Fight!
They're waiting for you. Clap your hands.
This is what they want.
That one, the smaller man, no question. That's where you should put your money.
Quick.
Smaller man it is.
I've spent much of my life in this arena, and in my experience, larger men do triumph over smaller men, far more often than not.
Has your experience ever involved any actual...
Tyrion's taking that personally.
Have you ever tried to kill another man who was trying to kill you?
Oh! I think we got a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh. She knows who he is.
Your Grace, shut your mouth.
She can allow him to fight. Okay, let's see where this goes. Maybe this is how he gets back in her good graces. Oh, you can tell he's slow. There you go. It's like pretty much in the heart.
You can end this.
She cannot.
You can.
If she does, people will snap. This is super intense. Good roll. Old man still got it. Still alive though. We saw it last season. Make sure you finish your opponent. You just saved her life. Holy shit. Like, this is sheer chaos. He definitely set it up. No, wait. Never mind. Okay, the only three that matter here. The only five that matter here.
The other side, follow me. Protect your queen!
Okay, they link back up. Don't end here. I feel like it's gonna end. Man, it is all coming back to bite Khaleesi in the ass right now. And who wouldn't want to do that? But still. Does anybody happen to have like a dragon whistle on them? fucking send in the dragons. There's nothing they can do. They just gotta sit way in the middle, see who prevails. That's how you know your outcome. There it is. Did she actually call for it, or did it just know? Yo. Who's gonna mess with that thing? Yo. I don't want to see the dragon die. He's straight flying her out of there. Now we're flying. What a sight to behold. Now this feels like some epic like fantasy shit here. When I say shit, not in a bad way. I can't help but acknowledge her greatness now. Wow. Alright guys, that was Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 9, The Dance of Dragons. And I'm just going to say it right off the bat, I absolutely love this episode. I don't really feel like it's fair to this episode to compare it to the previous season's Episode 9s, at least not right now. Maybe I'll save that for a future video, but yeah, like I said, I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to discuss what went down this episode with you guys, but I feel like there's 3 main characters to discuss, or 3 story arcs. The first one being Khaleesi, and I'm definitely going to start with her, but just so I say it right here, right now, and I don't forget, the other 2 are Arya, and the last one is Stannis and his daughter, or at least what's going on revolving around her, or what had happened revolving around her. But yeah, like I said, I really want to start with Khaleesi because what we saw at the end of the episode was freaking insane. Like, that was some epic fantasy shit, and I absolutely loved it. The one thing I did want to bring up, though, is moving forward, like, if we get doses of stuff like that, I'm absolutely here for it. I'm definitely going to enjoy it, but the one thing I'm a little bit worried about is if they go overboard with that stuff, because the reason why I like this show so much, or this type of show so much, even though this type of story is not usually something that I would normally be invested in, like comparing it to Lord of the Rings, like that's some epic wide fantasy. Like, I get it, and I definitely appreciate it for what it is. But I feel like Game of Thrones is always like the R-rated version of that, or a more hardcore version, more better suited for me, at least my preferences and what I typically like to watch. So the fact that we're now getting like dragons in this aspect where Khaleesi is basically flying them around, I don't know how much we're going to get of that moving forward, but I hope they don't go overboard with it. If we get smaller doses like we did here in this episode, that is absolutely perfect, and I can definitely appreciate that aspect of the show. But the one worry that I do have is, like I said, is if they do go overboard with that and then we start steering closer to like major epic fantasies like Lord of the Rings. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad by any means. It's just that that's one of the things I liked about Game of Thrones, is that it's not like that. So obviously we're going to get more involvement with the dragons moving forward. I just hope that we don't go completely that route, like a complete tonal shift. But speaking of tonal shifts, and I'm definitely going to discuss Khaleesi a lot more. I know I'm just touching on the dragons here, but I also want to bring up the tonal shift between right after what went down between Stannis and his daughter, what they actually, or what he allowed to occur. It flipped right over to Khaleesi and Meereen, and the whole battle there. It was like a scene out of Gladiator. It was a complete tonal shift, and it kind of threw me off. But I do want to go back to Khaleesi now because, yeah, there was some crazy stuff that went down right before all the madness involving her flying away and escaping on the dragon. I don't know what it is about cults. I've brought this up before, but right during that last fight, right after Jorah, I guess, kind of prevailed, he grabbed the spear and he threw it towards Khaleesi. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? At first, I thought he was throwing it, I think it's Dario. I was like, is he just jealous? Jorah the Jealous strikes again? Is that the reason why? But no, he actually moved out of the way as well. And then those golden masks, they were there to actually assassinate. And I still don't know I'm still suspicious of her, I guess, now former husband that actually died there from the ancient family. And now I'm just going to say, thank God my family is not ancient, because originally I was a little bit just as the jealous on that when it was first announced that she was actually going to take him as her husband because his family is ancient. I'm still a little bit confused though. Did he actually play a part in this attempted assassination? Because I feel like he did. I don't know. Like right at the beginning of the scene, he kind of got back to his seat. He's like, oh, I had to take care of something. So that leads me to believe that yes, he was definitely involved in it. But why'd they stab him? Was it to cover their own tracks? Just in case he did speak up afterwards? I don't think so. So that's why I'm a little bit confused. Did he actually play a part in that? If you guys know, definitely let me know. If that's going to be revealed later, at this point, I don't think it really matters, though, because he's already dead. So even if it is revealed, I don't think it matters. Unless it's going to like change the story or be some major twist moving forward, then don't let me know. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think of that, because, or at least put yourself in my shoes watching this for the first time. Like, were you confused there as well? Or do you think he was heavily involved in what went down? Because I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. He did say he had something to take care of at the beginning of the whole combat, but then they took him out afterwards. So yeah, I really don't know what to think of that whole thing. I'm just glad that he's gone, because I was not a fan of his. But yeah, going back to Khaleesi now, that whole scene where she actually took Jorah's hand afterwards after banishing him previously twice, I don't know, it kind of moved me a little bit. It was great to see. Like, I had a range of emotions this episode. I don't know if you guys did as well, but going back to Stannis' daughter, what went down with her, like, I was almost sick to my stomach by that point. I was so worried for her all leading up to that point as well, because we know already what the Fire Priestess' intentions were. They're like, we have to bring her in. Stannis has been pushing away, but for him to actually allow that, like, I don't know, man. Seeing that on screen, like, she was the sweetest little girl. It made me sick to my stomach. And the fact that Davos wasn't there to actually protect her, like, that's the reason why Stannis sent him away. And Davos was smart enough to realize that as well. But man, that just hurts my heart, hurts my soul, because she was like the sweetest little thing. Like, I feel like, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, the pure of heart, or like the innocent ones, the most true characters, like the good characters, they always get the worst in this show. So and leading up to that, I was actually kind of Team Stannis, like going to take out the Boltons. I'm here for that. But now at this point, well, fuck the Boltons still, but I don't really like the fact that I'm siding with Stannis at all now, even for him to take out the Boltons, because that was a dick move, Stannis. Like, we know that he did care about his daughter, and at certain points of the story, or of the show, I felt like he cared about his daughter more than the actual mother of his daughter. I think it's still his wife. Like, I can't stand her, but when it was actually going down, and she was being burned alive, Stannis just stood there like I guess he's so focused on the throne, that's all that matters to him. Like, he just wants to get that seat by any means. But at that point in time, it kind of surprised me that his wife was actually like acting out and screaming and trying to stop it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still not a fan of his wife, but that whole situation, scenario, this whole episode with Stannis just pissed me off, because I thought at one point the Fire Priestess would push him to do exactly this, and he would push back, be like, no, that's my daughter, we're going to win another way. And maybe that would be his undoing. The reason why he doesn't win the war or eventually get the throne is because he refused to go along with that order. But man, to see him do it this episode, legit, I kind of feel sick to my stomach still. Like, she was the sweetest little girl. She did not deserve that. I was hoping and praying that Davos didn't actually leave, that he kind of stuck around and he was maybe going to act out a line and try to save her. But it wouldn't have done any good. Everyone there that was as a witness to see what went down, they were all sick to their stomach as well. They were disgusted. You could see the looks on all their faces, except for the Fire Priestess. She was getting off on it, but everyone else, like, you see Stannis' men, they were just like, they were looking down while it was happening, and you could just see the disgust on their faces. Well, hopefully it pays off for Stannis, because this was a big sacrifice, and if it doesn't pay off, like, if he never actually touches the throne at this point in time, after what he just did, or what he allowed to occur, man, he's going to burn in hell himself. That's going to be his god that he praises, the fire god. Like, that's what, he's going to get what he deserves, hopefully, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just choosing a poor way of actually saying it, but yeah, I'm probably going to talk a little bit more about Khaleesi, but I just want to skip over to Arya now before I forget, because this episode, man, there was some dark stuff that went down, especially involving children. Not only did we see the death of Stannis' daughter, but we saw, well, thankfully we didn't actually see, but they more or less led to it, the rape of another child. I forget that one dude's name, but it was one of Cersei's men. He was one of the King's Guard. I don't know his actual position. I think it was just like the head King's Guardman, and I don't know his name, but man, I didn't know he was like that either. Like, we always knew he was a dick. Like, even going back to season 1, some of the stuff, the way he acted towards Ned, but man, to see him in like that brothel and too young, or too old, until he actually got a child. And I was scared for Arya at that point because I thought that she was actually going to sneak in, and I kind of think this just hit me right now because he said, you better have another one ready for me tomorrow. She's going to step in that place. She's basically been training up until this point for something exactly like this. Not to be a kid in a brothel, but to take out bad guys and I guess more or less put on a performance to kind of work your way in as an assassin. She didn't take out the one guy like at the docks there where she's like clams, cock rolls, and something else. Like she just walks down the street just screaming it all the time, but she was just so focused on that one dude's arrival, the Kingsman or the King's Guard. When he actually arrived, she didn't even worry about that previous assassination that she was initially sent there to actually perform. She was just solely focused on him. I don't know why she was so focused on him. He wasn't the one that actually did the beheading of Ned, was it? I feel like there's somebody else that did it, but I could be wrong. Maybe I have to go back and look, because if he was the one that did it, that explains it even more. She definitely knows that he was one of Joffrey's men, though, and he was heavily involved in everything that took place at King's Landing, but I gotta go back and look. If I forget, definitely let me know, because if he was the one that did it, then yes, he needs to fucking go ASAP. Definitely in the finale, because he didn't die this episode. But now I'm a little bit worried now. Now I'm a little bit worried about Arya actually kind of sliding back into that brothel and taking the place of his potential next client. But if she does that, hopefully she doesn't go too far and bad things actually happen to her where she can't actually kill him, go through with the kill, because I feel like he's definitely going to be her first assassination. Never mind the other guy at the docks. He might get his eventually, but the other guy too as well, because I was saying, like, man, she's gotten really good at lying, but when she took it back, what's the Jägermeister, when she brought it back to him, I was like, damn, even he's buying it, her lie right now that, oh, he wasn't hungry today at the docks. But then when she walked away and the camera panned back to him, he knows everything that's going on right now, and I think he's okay with it. I think he's perfectly fine with her going through with the King's Guard being her first assassination. I don't know. He's definitely trying to lead her on the right path, but I feel like he's okay if she goes a little bit off. We shall see how it all plays out. But back to Khaleesi, because yeah, I feel like I barely even talked about her this episode. The last thing I actually said was the cult, and when they stood up, man, I got chills. End of the episode, when she escaped on the dragon, I got chills, but they were a completely different type of chills. That's for dang sure. That whole scene where she was like running and then she almost accepted her fate when she was standing in the middle of that whole gladiator dome there. Like, that was insane. She held the hand of like her right hand girl there. I always forget her name as well. And where was Grey Worm this episode? I think he's still recovering, but yeah, they were all there. The main people like Jorah, Dario, I think that's his name, Khaleesi, the one, her right hand girl, and then Tyrion. They're all just stand there like her guys are fighting to the best of their ability, trying to keep her alive. And then I even said at one point, like, does somebody please have like a dragon whistle, because if ever we need one of the dragons, we need them now. I know the other two are still locked up, or at least I think they are. Maybe at this point she's going to free them all, because especially if Drogon is keeping her close or keeping her safe like that, and she's got an even stronger or tighter bond with him, yeah, I feel like she's going to feel even safer with the other dragons now free. And if they were to try something, her main dragon's going to step up and be like, fucking bitch slap them, like, yeah, you don't breathe fire near her. That's our mother, so treat your mother with respect. But yeah, now the fact that her bond is so strong with these dragons, or at least the one, I feel like Khaleesi is unstoppable. Man, this was a really good episode. Like I said, I'm not going to compare it to the other ones. I am seeing right here as well, I always, like I have told you guys before, I always search for the episode title before I jump into it. And I am seeing here that it's actually directed, this one was directed by David Nutter, who previously, even says, previously directed or helmed season 3's Red Wedding episode. I don't normally look at the directors. I think the only other one that I've actually recognized was for in episode 9. I don't know which one it was. I think it was season 2, episode 9, when... yeah, Blackwater. I think he directed that episode as well. And the only reason why I recognized his name, if it is the same Neil Marshall, is because I'm a huge fan of The Descent. That's actually one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And he's made a few good horror movies. I feel like... oh wait, did he make Dog Soldiers? If he made that as well, and I'm pretty sure he did, that's one of the best werewolf movies I've ever seen. If you guys have never seen that and looking for a good werewolf film, check out that film, regardless if he was the one that actually directed it, even though I'm pretty sure he did. But yeah, like I said, I barely recognize who these directors are, but David Nutter, it seems like he pops up for some big ones. And The Red Wedding, that was a big one. This one, The Dance of Dragons, this was another big one. I don't know, or I'm not going to compare it to how big in scale it was compared to previous episode 9s, but I definitely enjoyed it. I think I'm going to end it there though, guys, because I don't know if I'm going to jump into episode 10 today, but the sooner I end this one, the more likely or the better chance that I do have before it gets dark. So yeah, I think I pretty much touched on everything that I did want to touch on. We got... actually, the only thing I didn't mention was Jon Snow. He made it back with the wildlings, or the remaining wildlings, back to the wall. So they're all safe for now, but I don't know. I still think that Ollie might do something because they keep on... it's almost like a foreshadowing where Jon Snow even gave him a look and he just looked at him, or didn't even acknowledge him, just walked by in disgust. And they focused on Ollie a lot. So I feel like he's going to do something, or maybe even set off a new war with the wildlings. But winter is coming. I'm actually filming this a couple days out from Christmas, so winter is here, folks. I really enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you guys did as well. As always, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Till next time, I am out. Enjoy your day and Christmas. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, then you play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I'm not the one to be yo-yoing with